New research shows that there are actually 4 emotions that the human body can put out there rather than 6. So first, we've heard conditional science wisdom recognizes 6 classic emotions: happy, surprised, afraid, disgusted, angry, and sad. But at the Neuroscience and Psychology at the University of Glasgow, they've come up with a couple of others. They said there's only 4 actually. And what they did was they studied people's facial expressions, and they basically had computer animated facial expressions, and they asked observers to characterize the faces based on the 6 emotions, and found angry and disgusted looked very similar, were very similar in early stages, as well as fear and surprised. For example, both anger and disgust had a wrinkled nose, and both surprise and fear had a raised eyebrow. And so as Bruce sent the notes over to me, and I read through all the stories, and we sort of picked the show, and I said, I think that's sort of true. You could demonstrate that, right? So you have your happy face. You're like, yeah, I'm happy, right? Makes sense. But surprised and afraid look very similar when you think about your upper face, right? You're surprised, right? Or you're afraid. Surprised, afraid. Looks very similar for those who are watching the show and not listening to it on the radio. And then you have, or fear and surprise with those. Then you had anger and disgust. Angry. Disgusted. Angry. Disgusted. They look very similar, and so I understand where these scientists came up with these ideas. Instead of having 6 basic emotions, there's really 4. There's happy, sad, afraid / surprised, and angry / disgusted. Now we'll see, if this research holds to be true, but they feel as though that, this might be true, and they think that emotions are like languages, and they offer a more complex set of modern signals, and catalogs evolved from simpler systems of communication in early man developed to subserve developing social interactive needs. So we create different emotions, but those are the 4 basic ones. I tend to agree that I think there are only 4. I don't know. I don't see the distinction between that the first group of scientists saw. So science is advancing itself.